my name is Destiny Brown, and I'm currently a senior at SUNY O Westbury. My major is psychology with a women's studies minor. I've been doing here for about like 3-4 years now. I'm 21 years old. Yeah, I'm a Sag. My birthday's in December. And if you didn't know, like a majority of hairstylists are fire signs, and that's a really good thing because we're just it, and that's period. Like I know I'm going to strive in this business, and this psychology degree is really going to take me places because I'm going to learn how to understand my clients and build and interact with them on a daily basis. My business's name is The Mocha Melt.
It's a lot of things that inspire me to do hair. One thing is my mother could not do hair, so up to about I would say third grade, I had to start doing my own hair because my aunt wouldn't braid my hair all the time, and when she would have me in the house on the weekends for like a whole weekend just to get braids. So I had to learn how to do like simple styles myself. My mom, she couldn't braid hair. All she could do was flat iron, so she'll send me to the Dominicans the majority of the time. And then around like 5th grade, I got to the point where I didn't want perms anymore because my hair wasn't as thin, and I didn't really like it because I had like this Janelle Monáe era where I really was into like the big, I don't know if y'all remember it, but it was like she used to do like the little bump and the hump like this, and I actually used to wear my hair like that to school for a while. It's kind of a little trend. But yeah, so I really just had to start learning how to do my own hair. What really made me start doing it into like more mainstream hair and like getting into it was when in high school, a lot of kids like had weaves and stuff like that, and my mom, she couldn't afford for me to get it done, so I had to kind of learn how to do it myself. And then when she finally could afford for me to get it done on my birthday, I went to a hairstylist. You know, she was pretty well known. A few of the girls in my school actually went to her, but I don't know what it was. She just didn't really do my hair how she did everybody else's hair, and it was honestly a mess. And within about a week, it like fell apart. And my mom, she kind of got mad at me. She wasn't mad at me, she was just mad at the fact that it cost so much money for it to not even last. So I took the bundles out because it was a closure sewing. Took the bundles out, and then I made a wig with it. And you know, I just watched a few YouTube videos, and I really did make the wig, and I was wearing that wig for like a good few months. And then I was able to save up and get another wig because I was around SYP time. So I got another wig, well, another bundles, and I made another wig, and then it just kept going from there. And I was able to just keep reusing hair. And then like my best friend, she started to like the way I was doing my hair, so then she made me start doing her hair. And then I did my own hair for prom and things like that. And then my friends gradually came along after, like, because people who I used to do braids for, they would come to me and get wigs done eventually after that. So yeah, my freshman year, I was able to like do it within my dorm. I wasn't really focused on it as much. I had a job, and I also was coming to Brooklyn on the weekends after school to do some hair, like my main like maybe 4 or 5 clients that I did have. And then going into my sophomore and junior year, well, my sophomore year, it was really quarantine. So quarantine, all classes was online, so I was able to do clients while I was in class. It didn't really work out that well because I did fail a few, but I did find out that one of my main interests is hair. I'm still gonna get the degree, but I did notice that I do have a love for hair, and I was really getting into it. Business was booming, and I was able to put my head into it during quarantine. So it was pretty good for me. I'm happy that quarantine did happen because I would have never even found my love for hair like I did. But coming out of quarantine, which was last year, my junior year, we came back into school, so we was able to dorm again. And I go to school in Long Island, as you may know, and I live in Brooklyn, New York, so that's about 30 to 45 minutes away. I don't live in Brooklyn, New York, sorry. I work in Brooklyn, New York, and then I live in Far Rockaway, Queens. The transition was a bit hectic, but I knew as soon as I got to campus that I wasn't gonna need a car because the clientele that I had at that point coming in from quarantine, it was a bit, I was booked out. It was not like, oh, I had a little bit of clients. I was getting booked out all the time. I was overworking that whole summer. So it was a huge transition for me because I had to go from taking 5 to 6 people a day, 5 days a week, to only taking 5 to 6 people 2 days of the week, which is a whole income drop. I had to learn how to budget better. I had to learn how to pay attention to my money. I had to learn how to organize my money, make sure I was paying bills on time, and etc. And it actually taught me to not spend as much as easily. Like I have been spending money, and then I am a little more prioritized with a lot of my things. And then on top of that, my friends came to school. I knew within the first 2 months that I was going to need a car. So I actually was able to save up and get my first car because of how I worked in the summertime. I was really buckling down because I knew I was about to come into school. So I was taking the train a lot at the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning after clients. I would take the train back home, and I would be telling people like, oh yeah, I'm taking an Uber. I told my mom I'm taking an Uber, and I knew I wasn't because I had to save up money to get my car, but it did work. So right now I have a 2021 Nissan Altima. And yeah, I really love my car, and it wasn't like my dream car, but I really do love this car, and it's really helped me because I'm able to get to work on the weekends, get around on campus, be able to do more things. Because I feel like if I was stuck to just having the train, I wouldn't be able to take as many clients as I do and be able to keep financially stable as I am right now, because I do pay my own tuition, and besides aid, I pay my own tuition and I work throughout the week. Sometimes I see clients on campus. So yeah, I would say October 2020, was when I transferred to a shop. So I was doing hair inside of my home for a while, because at first I was traveling during the summer of 2020 because my clientele started to build up. I was able to get a site, I was able to have people book me directly off the site, and I didn't have to like message them or like try and run down clients and run down my regulars. I was getting like a few, like maybe 3 a week, 5 a week, and I would travel to them in Brooklyn, and then it started to pick up a little more, and it was a little bit too hectic for me to try and get to everyone's houses in a day. So then I started doing hair in my house, but the issue with that was my mom during quarantine moved to Far Rockaway, Queens, when we used to live in Flatbush, Brooklyn. So I started to lose a bit of clientele because people didn't want to come all the way to Far Rockaway, and then I had to figure out something else to do. And oddly, my cousins, they were opening up a shop because my other cousin, her name is Brianna, she was doing braids, and my other cousin named Asia, she was doing nails. And then they just had this fun idea like, oh wow, everybody's doing their own entrepreneurship business, why don't we open up a shop? So then they started out in a basement, and they pretty much made it into a shop. It was really nice. I'm still working with the same shop right now. They just moved to a new location. It's a bigger space, and I really do love it there. Oh, the shop that I work in is in the fucking hood. It's in the ghetto. 241 Rockaway Ave, Brooklyn, New York, 11233. If you know 11233, crackies be outside. I'm not gonna cap that street. It do have a lot of traffic. Like I have a lot of clients that come from like the building across the street. They be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you worked here. I've been following your page for so long. So yeah, I feel like Rockaway, it's a good amount of traffic. But if I was to have my own suite or something like that, I would do Flatbush area, Flatbush, Canarsie, or even I'm thinking like Williamsburg, downtown Brooklyn. Yeah, I really am thankful for doing hair because it actually helped me to open up and be able to talk to more people. I wasn't always as shy as when quarantine happened, because in high school I was really more of an open person. Like I used to talk to a lot of people. A lot of people like knew of me. I wasn't like popular or anything, but I knew a lot of people. I talked to a lot of different people. But I noticed like during quarantine I began to like shut out. So doing hair and starting back to work in the shop, I was able to like open up. And I did start to notice, like when I first used to do clients, I didn't really talk to them. I wasn't really confident in my work, so it could kind of like show in the way that I interacted with them. I also used to always do hair from behind. If you know, like as doing wigs, you have to do hair from the front in order so you can see the person's hairline and ensure that you're laying it down properly. I actually had a phase where I only used to do people's hair from behind because I was actually extremely insecure and I didn't like being in front of people's faces. And I started to notice that I began to come in front of people's faces, and that's when I started to talk to my clients more. And then I realized that because I am the hairstylist and because it is my chair and it's my business, like I am in control here, and they want that from me. They want me to talk to them. They want me to be comfortable with them. They don't want me to act scary. And it's kind of like an open space for everyone. Like I still have some clients who don't talk and don't open up automatically. But I have some clients who've been coming to me for such a long time, and it's like, it's weird, but like we're close as if they were like my closest friend, like my best friend. They're even, some of them I could jack my sister. Like they're really close. Pretty cool. I gotta get out of that though, because I be getting a little too close to my clients. I be telling them my business. They be telling me a little too much of their business. My grandmother, she wasn't really able to see the peak of my business because she was sick a while. Like the last 2 years of my grandmother's life, she was in the hospital, and then she finally came out. She was able to see that I was getting a few clients, and then she had a stroke and went right back in the hospital. She woke up a few months later. That's around the time where I started to get booked out a lot, but she didn't really know what was going on in my life too much because it wasn't about me. She was in the hospital. I was going to see her. I remember though, I felt really good one time. I came with my hair done, and like it was around the time she just woke up from the stroke. So like I went to go visit her, and she said, oh my gosh, your hair looks so good. Oh my gosh, how you got your hair to look like that? Like it looks so good. And in that moment I felt so proud because like, I don't know, she kind of raised me, and I was kind of like my mom. Sadly, I have a mom but that was like really my mom. And even school, Like after she died, I made sure that I didn't pass that whole semester. That was the first semester I made it to Dean's List because she died, and I said I was gonna pass. And then after that, it started to get to me more, and I started to take hair a little more serious, and I've been feeling ever since, sadly. I see myself doing hair, crazy, but I can't see myself doing hair at 50. 40, I can't. 40 probably, but 50, hell no, because when I be seeing like the older people, it's like your clientele, you probably got 2 clients, some of the other ones died, maybe. They not even getting hair done no more. And the way that hair is now, it's not like I'm doing silk presses and ponytails, stuff that keeps up in trend by the time they're like 50 and stuff like that. I'm doing wigs and weaves by the time you're like 30. Like, I be forcing my mother to put a wig on. By the time you get to a certain age, you're not gonna want those things anymore. That's why I've been trying to expand myself in the hair industry. I've been doing more leave out sew-ins. I'm trying to get into ponytails. I'm trying to actually start like doing braids soon, hopefully. To all my loyal Mocha babes that have been down since day one, still coming to me. Shout out to original people who don't even come to you no more, but y'all really did help me build my business up. And that's just how it go. Like, as I hired my price, they started to go to the lower price babes. I totally understand, because I would do the same. I do the same thing sometimes. Shout out to them, because without them, I would have never been here. Honestly, if I didn't have those first starting 5 clients, even though 3 of them is still my clients now, but you know what I mean. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my friends. Shout out to Destiny. That's my alter ego of the Mocha Mouth.